How's it going, everybody? For today's beer review, we're going to be taking a look at Prairie Artisan Ale's Limo Tint, a milk stout. So this is Limo Tint by Prairie Artisan Ales. It says a milk stout aged on chocolate. It comes in at 5.65% ABV, which is, in my opinion, a tad bit low for the style. It says, made by people who truly care, from Oklahoma with love, distributed by our friends at Shelton Brothers. And that is all the information that we get. We do get this kind of strange 3D, or not 3D, X-ray view of these people and the driver and stuff sitting in a limousine, so that's pretty cool. This has moderately good reviews. Some people say it's kind of bland and watery. Other people say it's a lot more toasty and more interesting than your standard, milk stout, and a lot more bittersweet, which is good because milk stouts are usually something that are kind of like Hershey's syrup and they're a little bit too sweet. So we'll see how this one stands up. Prairie Artisan Ales obviously has a huge cult following reputation behind it, but I'm going to give you my honest opinion about what this beer is like without any of the hype in mind. I'll be drinking this beer out of my Duvel snifter glass. So without further ado, let's bust the cap off of this beer and see what Limo Tint is like. Alright, this is starting to foam over. Well, it didn't quite foam over, but I don't know, when beers do that, it kind of worries me sometimes. I've heard that that can mean signs of infection. I don't think that's the case in this one because it didn't just spew out everywhere, but that was kind of strange that it foamed up like that. Straight out the color pours, a nice dark brown, almost pitch black, straight out. I'm going to pour this center aggressive. Seems to have a pretty low head potential on it. Alrighty. I would call that a low head potential. It forms up about a finger of medium tan colored head, and it just seems like the head's not going to stick around long because there's lots of large bubbles and they're popping rather quickly. Holding this beer up in the light, it is 100% pitch black. I cannot see any light through it. As far as smell goes, the smell I'm not digging too terribly much. It's not bad, but it's definitely not super special. It's got, well, it's decent. It's got a little bit of malt, a little bit of medium sweet chocolate, kind of like a standard beery beer thing going on. Maybe just like a touch of like milkish cream. Not really getting any coffee or vanilla. Mostly it's just malt. You got malt, medium sweet chocolate, just that standard domestic beery beer smell. That's really about it. It could go either way with this review. So let's give it a taste now and see just what it's like. Weak. Not bad, but man, that's some pretty weak stuff in my opinion. The flavors that I'm looking for, they're there, but I mean, they are just super faint. There's really no development. The only real development is like when you exhale in the aftertaste. Up front, it's just like a it's kind of like just drinking like a really malty chocolate kissed Bock. That's what this reminds me of. There's like a Bock or a brown ale up front. In the development, like in the aftertaste, not development, I do get a little bit of roasted coffee and a little bit of vanilla. But man, those flavors are super subdued. I won't lie, I kind of regret buying a 4-pack of it, but this is This is one of the only things. I mean, that's the only quantity they had it for sale in. I wish it had come in singles because I don't know. I'm probably gonna give the other 3 away. This is a this is what I would call a good starter stout. I think that it would be good to kind of get a new drinker to the stout style, introduced to the flavors that you can come to know and expect from a stout. But to anyone with some experience under their belt and some seasoning to them, it's really not going to impress you very much. And I see now why it's got mediocre ratings. As far as my ratings go, I'd probably give it about a 78 out of 100 in the style, as far as how good it represents the milk stout style. For my own personal enjoyment, like a 50. Middle of the road. It's not nasty or anything, but not good. Anyway, that has been my review of Prairie Artisan Ale's Limo Tint Milk Stout. Hope you guys enjoy my beer review as always, and stay tuned for the next one.